Welcome to our integrated project about Ryanair. Ryanair is the largest low-cost airline for continental flights in Europe. In addition, it is one of the few prize fighters that make a decent profit. This year it has carried over 90 million customers and will exceed the 100 million mark next year. It flies to 189 destinations daily and employs 10,000 people. Ryanair is a well-known company that provides flights throughout Europe for an affordable price. It's a very interesting company to investigate because even though we all make use of their services, Ryanair is regarded as very controversial because of their appearance in the news a couple of times due to safety and health negligence. The airline was founded in 1985 by Christopher and Tony Ryan and Liam Lonigan. It started under the name Denvron Enterprises but was shortly afterwards renamed to Ryanair because of the last name of the founders. The goal was to break the duopoly that Aer Lingus and British Airways had on London to Ireland flights. The numbers of passengers continued to increase, but in general the company ran at a loss. Therefore, there was a great restructuring in 1991. Michael O'Leary, who would later become the current CEO, was appointed to be in charge of the restructure. He decided that the best way to make a profit was to have low fares, quick turnaround times for the aircraft, no frills and no business class, as well as operating a single model of aircraft. This proved to work, and after 10 years they celebrated their anniversary with carrying over 2.25 million passengers. After the years, they continued to expand their routes, destinations and fleet. In 2014, they launched the Always Getting Better program, a 4-year improvement plan for their employees, shareholders and customers. It includes a new website and app, new uniforms and cabin interiors, allocated seating, and tailored business, leisure, and family products. The success of this program can be seen in the passenger numbers. The traffic went up by 50% over the last 3 years. Currently, Ryanair is the biggest low-fares airline, servicing around 130 million passengers per year in 33 countries. To decide which company we're going to use for the integrated project, we first brainstormed together. The function of brainstorming is to create lists of ideas and concepts. We used this tool as a group to come up with a lot of companies who could suit our project. We decided to work with Ryanair because they have a lot of contradictions and they are often in the news. After we chose for Ryanair, we gathered and analyzed as much information as possible from the internet. This is called desk research. We started to collect information from the corporate side of Ryanair, also known as internal desk research. This was a good starting point for us because we were able to understand the products and services they are offering. After the internal research, we started with doing external research, using other sites outside the organizational boundaries, such as news publications and employer review websites. By doing this, we were able to compare the facts and figures of the Ryanair official website and the information which is in the news nowadays. Mostly, those weren't matching with each other, since Ryanair is not advertising bad publications about their company's processes on their own page. To finalize and organize our results, we made a mind map. This helped us to get more structure in the different topics we want to inform about in our presentation. It is also a good way to visualize and to understand the relationships between the main topics and the subtopics. As you can see, in organizational behavior, we researched the leadership and workplaces, the McGregor theories, the hierarchy, the rewarding program, and the office workspace of Ryanair. In business law, we will address the type of company, the different contracts of the company, the trademark, and how they deal with the intellectual property. In the ethics part, we will talk about the sustainability, the ethical ranking list, and inform why they have a lot of lawsuits. In the economic part, we will show the statistics and tell about the efficiency, the market position, and the expanding which they are affected with right now. Ryanair is also making use of research methods themselves. They want to set themselves apart from the competition in various ways. Research for Ryanair provides valuable information on consumer buying habits, and they can measure the overall performance. For this, they use quantitative and qualitative research. Quantitative data is any data that is in numerical form, such as statistics and percentages. They use these data to analyze the company. They use it also to show transparency to the customers. They believe that any worthwhile passenger service commitment should involve commitments to low prices and high punctuality. As an example, Ryanair publishes its customer service statistics each month, which confirms that Ryanair is Europe's #1 airline for customer service with unbeatable prices and punctuality. To measure the overall customer satisfaction, they welcome the feedback of customers, which you can give on their website. This is a form of qualitative research. They're able to get a deep and rich understanding of the opinion of the customers. Ryanair has also launched a new and improved app which is called Rate My Flight, available in 13 languages. It allows customers to provide real-time reviews of their Ryanair flight from the moment they land. The app offers the chance to rate the overall experience, such as boarding, crew friendliness, service on board, and range of food and drinks. The corporate culture of Ryanair is something that has been highly discussed in the media for years. Ryanair does not have a good reputation among the aviation industry to be relationship orientated and also does not seem to bother the bad publicity. Their autocratic approach to leadership shows in many ways. The company's operations work really task-orientated. Work has to be completed in a timely manner due to the industry, and there is only little room for errors. This also allows employees to have different challenges in a fast-changing environment every day. Employees are sought to handle a high volume of work, which can lead to stress and pressure on the long run. According to Indeed.com, a lot of employees have the feeling of being replaceable and have little to no impact to the company's business. The statistics of Glassdoor.co.uk show only 26% of the company's reviews stated a positive business outlook, and work-life balance was only rated 2.4 out of 5 stars due to the long and irregular working hours employees have to cope with. The corporate culture has a strongly competitive mindset in the aviation industry. Ryanair continuously seeks to outperform competitors and uses this as a number one aim in order to increase growth. Furthermore, Ryanair works on cost leadership, which implements employee productivity based on pay incentives. Amongst other things, low costs in operations are achieved through wage minimization. Ryanair tends to hire a lot of millennials, as their average workforce is 35 years or younger. Their employees are regarded as young, casual, and irreverent. As an advantage, the millennial generation shares a lot of values that employees at Ryanair are sought to offer. Long working days demand high stamina and motivation to learn and grow. Ryanair's employees are really interested in the learning opportunities the companies offer, as many use Ryanair as a fast track to accumulate experience for further jobs in the airline industry. Furthermore, millennials appreciate the unpredictable day-to-day operations and responsibility they carry, since they have to be able to juggle with a lot of different skills on a daily basis. Traveling through Europe and meeting new people is part of the job description and gives the possibility to not only enhance customer skills, but also learn more languages abroad. Still, regarding the ratings from Glassdoor.co.uk, only 31% would recommend the jobs to friends, and career opportunities only got rated at 2.6 out of 5 stars. The hierarchy in Ryanair is really authoritative. There is a strong power distance between management and staff, since senior management only got rated 1.7 out of 5 stars in the rankings from Glassdoor.co.uk. Many reviews from Indeed.com complain about abusive and harsh management and the fact that bosses do not care much about their own employees. The CEO, Mike O'Leary, stated himself that he regards staff as a source of production, not the resource, which makes staff highly replaceable. The autocratic leadership style is not only visible through O'Leary, but also carried out through line managers, which perform strict control and total command on operations, demanding immediate compliance from employees. According to Glassdoor.co.uk, only 21% approves of the CEO. As part of the aim to seek low costs, employees also lack of rewarding programs or benefits. Besides job opportunities and promotion within the company, employees only get offered travel benefits with the airline. Any other standard benefits, such as health insurance, payment during sick days, or even free food for the cabin crew during the flights, is not part of Ryanair's philosophy. The McGregor theories X and Y analyze two different management styles that can reign in companies. The operational workforce Ryanair's strongly represents theory X, as it is very repressive and there is tight control on employees. It is very hierarchical, and the motivation techniques center on the fear of employees to lose their jobs. This mostly applies to the pilots and cabin crews working for Ryanair. In the office, relations can be somewhat lighter, since the employees are given a lot of responsibilities. Theory Y applies because of the strong promotion opportunities and the high impact on the company's decision-making. Like McGregor's theories, Maslow's hierarchy of needs also focuses on the employee's motivation and possibilities within the company. The first stage of psychological needs stresses the need for salary and decent work environment, When looking at Ryanair, wage minimization and long working hours can drain staff's morale. On the second stage, safety needs, Ryanair lacks on not providing long-term employment due to temporary contracts and outsourcing. When it comes to social needs, Ryanair can score with a friendly international collaborative work environment. Also, esteem needs are met due to the high responsibility and accountability an employee has to carry. For the self-actualization stage, Ryanair offers a strong and quick development of skills such as language, customer service, and knowledge in the aviation industry, but also promotion opportunities. Ryanair's office workplace is regarded as one of the most fun workplaces in Ireland. The company just relocated their headquarters to Swords, Dublin, a few years ago, and refurbished the premises to meet the contemporary trends of offering a playful workplace experience. The HQ offers an indoor slide, a life-size chessboard, pool tables, plus Xbox 360 arcade. Ryanair generously offers an hour of lunch break every day, so their staff can enjoy all the features. Free parking is also included on the premises, which ultimately makes it very attractive to work at the new location. Ryanair is a private limited company, which means that it is not possible to buy their shares on the stock market. The executive board consists of 4 men with Mike O'Leary as chief executive. Over the years, there has been a lot of problems around Ryanair's employment methods. Most pilots are employed through an agency with a temporary 0-hours contract to keep the labor costs down. Furthermore, the contracts are subject to Irish law, regardless of the country the employee lives in. Most of the times, this results in less favorable conditions for the employees, but offers cost-efficient benefits in terms of productivity and salary for Ryanair. 6 Belgian pilots brought a lawsuit against Ryanair about the jurisdiction their contract would fall under. Last September, the court ruled that Irish law still applies to the contract, but in this case it also has to comply with the minimum legal standards of Belgian law. In addition, legal action can be brought in the home country of the employee instead of Ireland. Until now, the airline refused to engage with trade unions, saying, quote, "Hell would freeze over before it would do that." The company preferred to contact employee representative committees, which it had at each base. Pilots are unsatisfied about the situation and threatened to strike end December 2017 unless their employer would recognize trade unions. Ryanair decided to have a conversation with the unions to avoid huge losses in the Christmas period. In the future, this might improve the working conditions for Ryanair staff. Trademarks. Ryanair's logo and the slogans Ryanair.com, the low fares website, and Ryanair, the low fares airline, have been registered as community trademarks, short CTMS. These CTMS provides protection against trademark infringement in all EU member states with one registration. The airline has also registered the CTMS for the word Ryanair and for RyanairHotels.com. Ryanair has not registered either its name or its logo as a trademark in Ireland, because CTM registration provides all of the protection available from an Irish registration, and management believes there are therefore no advantages in making a separate Irish application. 2 years ago, Ryanair sued Google and eDreams, an online flight and hotel booking site. Ryanair claimed that eDreams had infringed their trademarks by offering flight information and using their logo when they did not have the permission to do so. Moreover, the booking site offered flights at high rates and caused a lot of problems for customers. For example, luggage and additional passengers were not recognized. The airline included Google in their lawsuit because the internet searches for Ryanair would place eDreams above Ryanair in the search results. Last October, Ryanair announced on its website that after 2 years, the 3 parties have reached an agreement on settling the case. Intellectual property rights. All information, data, underlying computer programs, domain names, URLs, databases, and materials presented on the Ryanair website, including names, logos, flight schedules, prices, etc., as well as the color scheme and the layout of the website, are subject to copyright, trademark rights, database rights, and/or other intellectual property rights. It is free to the public to use such content only for permitted personal, non-commercial purposes. Any other use and/or reproduction of such content without the prior written consent of Ryanair is prohibited and will be in breach with the terms of use and may infringe Ryanair's intellectual property rights. Because of Ryanair's big fleet of airlines, in total 351 Boeing 737-800s, and their focus on efficient flights that arrive on time, Ryanair demands motivated employees that focus on this efficiency and who are willing to work under lower employee conditions. In 2017, 88% of flights arrived on time. Because Ryanair wants to improve their fleet to up to 525 planes by 2024, Ryanair needs to supply a vast number of employees. Currently, Ryanair only flies mostly within Europe and Morocco, but to expand the business, it would be interesting and profitable to expand to a new continent. Because of Ryanair's big demand in passengers and workers, we think flying to America will contribute to this expansion. America has great destinations where passengers are interested in and has in addition destinations which are frequently visited by businessmen and women. Cheaper flights to America are highly demanded, and because of Ryanair's low prices and efficient way of flying, there will be a great business opportunity for the airline. America has a world economy and great multinationals settled in big American cities such as New York, Los Angeles, and Boston. America's inflation level is currently on 2% compared to last year, which is a bit more compared to the Netherlands, which is 1.39% inflation. Furthermore, the United States saw the GDP rise with 3.3%, which means the state's value of final goods plus incomes have risen, but with the inflation taken into account, this results in a rise of 1.2%. According to experts, the United States handle a Goldilocks economy. A Goldilocks economy is when growth is neither too much to cause inflation nor too small to create a recession. The GDP has an ideal growth rate of between 2 to 3.5%. Furthermore, the unemployment level is only on 4.1%, which covers about 6,610,000 people with a participation rate of 62.7%. To name one big disadvantage of the US is that their government debt is on 108% of their GDP, which arises from multiple years of too much spending and too little income. To take this year into account, 2017, the government's annual income will pay for 89% of spending, creating a $440 billion deficit. One big reason for this problem is because of America's big spending on Medicare and Medicaid benefits. This arises because more baby boomers reach retirement at this stage and need medical care. Because of the high participation of the government in the money supply, they handle a Keynesian approach. Currently, the US government spends most of their incomes on the military and Medicare, Medicaid, but still, because of their rise in GDP, low level of unemployment and business-like economy, the US is very attractive for Ryanair to move their business practices to. Ryanair's steady growth is being achieved in the most environmentally friendly and sustainable way by investing in the latest aircraft and engine technologies, which have reduced fuel burn and CO2 emissions by 45% over the past 9 years. The implementations of certain operational and commercial decisions help to further minimize environmental impacts by an additional 10% between 1998 and 2007. So when looking at the planet dimension from the 3 Ps, Ryanair is actually doing a very great job. They are currently the industry leader in terms of environmental efficiency, and they are constantly working towards further improving their performance. However, when looking at people and prosperity, a whole other story arises. Just because they are environmentally friendly does not indicate that they are also ethically responsible towards their staff and customers. Ryanair has had a lot of critique towards the way they treat their passengers and staff. Ryanair has appeared in the bottom 10 of an ethical ranking of 581 companies based on environmental performance, corporate social responsibility, and information provided to consumers. The ranking was compiled by Geneva-based Covalence, which measured qualitative data on 45 criteria including labor standards, waste management, social utility, and human rights policies. Ryanair is ranked 575th on the latest list, which means that they are in the bottom 10, and there are multiple reasons why. Often, after purchasing a ticket, you'll find that there are a lot of hidden extra costs such as baggage costs, a huge fee for when you have lost or forgot your boarding pass, or when you have made a mistake in your name. It is often cheaper to book a new ticket than to change your name, since you may pay up to €160 extra. Ryanair chief executive Michael O'Leary frequently used to assert that the only customer service that really counted was getting passengers to their destination on time and for the cheapest fare. In 2012 and 2013, a documentary was released by KRO reporter which indicated that Ryanair knowingly jeopardized the safety of passengers by reducing the amount of fuel in planes so that they are lighter, more efficient and cheaper to fly, but increasing the risk of an unscheduled or emergency stop. They also force their pilots and employees to invest hefty amounts of money during their training and do not pay employees when they are sick. Due to that, employees often show up to their schedules even though they might not be able to fly safely. Ryanair went to court to fight these allegations, but lost every single one of them. This has not been the first time they had gone to court. Ryanair has been fined multiple times for different offences. Most of them were for the usage of false advertising. Often, the indicated flight price was not the actual price and customers were misled with false information regarding the travel time. For the company to be sustainable in the future, it can not only focus on cost minimization, but needs to appreciate the competition and change strategies to have a better connection to their workforce. In the long run, this approach will improve customer satisfaction and company profits even more. One step into the future is their Always Getting Better program, focusing on enhancing the customer experience, which already in year one drove up customer sales by 12.5%. Ryanair understands now a better customer experience is followed by a better retention, which drives up better returns.